So President Donald Trump has selected Lee Zeldin, a former congressman and senator from New York, as the administrator of the EPA. On February 4th, Zeldin announced the 5 pillars of his Powering the Great American Comeback initiative, and I thought I'd offer some thoughts on how those pillars relate to the air modeling world. My plan is to address all of them in the coming days, so keep your eyes out for additional videos. But before I get going, I'm going to give the same disclaimer that I gave on my Pillar 1 video, just in case you didn't see it. So politics can be a very touchy subject these days, and the thoughts I'll be giving here aren't meant to get into that political arena at all. I've been doing this long enough where I've seen presidents I voted for, and I've seen presidents I didn't vote for. I've seen policies I agree with and policies I don't agree with. What I've also seen is summed up very well by one of my favorite Star Trek characters, an omnipotent and mischievous being called Q. There's a scene where Captain Picard is worried that his decisions are going to have far-reaching consequences, and Q just rolls his eyes and says, "Please, spare me your egotistical musings on your pivotal role in history. Nothing you do here will cause civilizations to collapse or galaxies to explode." I personally think those are words that many of us should pay attention to these days. So with that, let's talk about pillar number 2, restore American energy dominance. This pillar puts a priority on domestic energy production, which will have benefits both in terms of lower energy costs and in terms of national security by not having to rely so much on foreign resources. A microcosm of that latter point played out recently in my home state of Maryland. Last month was very, very cold, and utility bills jumped up tremendously. While lots of people were blaming it on corporate greed, it's primarily driven by Maryland having shut down nearly all of their fossil fuel-fired power plants, including natural gas plants, as part of its climate initiative, so it now has to buy power from neighboring states. And that gets really expensive when demand is high. Over the past few decades, the United States has pushed an awful lot of industry to other countries, which I would argue that while it makes the environment in our backyard cleaner, it makes the world overall a dirtier place, but that's a whole other topic for a different time. Anyway, while a lot of industry has left, one that can't leave is power, and our power needs are only growing. Coal and oil-fired power plants have basically been regulated out of existence. Certainly the construction of new ones has. But I continue today to do a lot of modeling for various types of natural gas-fired power plants. And with fracking having come onto the scene, the United States has a tremendous amount of gas-fired power plant capacity, so I don't see the end of my modeling power plants coming anytime soon.